Football is back again after the explosive weekend. We saw the things that happened, we predicted here, and we got some of the prediction right. So let's give ourselves a round of applause. Yeah, let's clap. We predicted that Chelsea were going to defeat Wolves by 3-1. We also spoke that United was going to defeat Tottenham by 2-0. Ahmed got that spot on.
Yeah.
So this is football. We're back again with my teammates. It is the Offside, brought to you by Arsenal Fans Beat. I have with me Robinho. Has been running away for a very long time. No, he's not been running away. It's just that he's been unavoidably absent. He's back, especially when he got that taunting from United. Congratulations to Danny. Danny, I can see the smiles are back.
No, it's not about the smile.
So Romeo, sorry. With all the players you guys, I thought Daniel Levy is the one that is affecting you guys, but it appears as if you guys are going, down the drain. What is happening to you guys? The guy is short of words. Anyways, if you are watching us from any part of the world, this is the Offside, brought to you by Arsenal Fans Beat. Make it good to go to the subscribe button. Just hit on that notification bell so that whenever we're live, whenever we're giving you any of our editions or products, you're going to be the first to be notified. Congratulations, Danny. You guys got it right. What were the things that you guys did in that match? Because before we start going into the things that happen in the Premier League, because one of the key things we're going to be focusing on this edition of Offside is the officiating in the Premier League. It is something that is taking the beauty of the competition, it's taking the shine of it, and a lot of people are complaining. Each time when we talk about it in Arsenal Fans Beat, some people will just think it's all because of Arsenal. But what we're talking about is parity. We need to have parity in the things that we do. What is good, I always say what is good for the goose is also good for the gander. We saw a lot of officiating malady during the weekend. We're going to be talking about that. But before we come to that, what are the things that United did that got them into winning this match against Spurs?
Just like I said, we're going into the match. In Carrick's one of his post-interview, he said that we build from every game that we win. And Spurs game is not a different thing. Because they asked him, like, the last time he spoke to Thomas Frank, what was it like? He said they talked about football and some stuff, some tactics and everything. So going into the match, he knew like Thomas Frank is a very tactical coach, and he's going to use everything on his sleeve to ensure he hurts Manchester United. That's why they were lying back, waiting for us to make a mistake, and then they can just capitalize on that and then score a goal. Because in the game, I saw like, is it 2 or 3 times this guy, what his name, Xavi Simons, was running with the ball helter-skelter. They wanted to score in the early part of the game. They had a couple of chances, but I guess one of the things that we got right is the fact that the teamwork. Everybody, once we lose the ball, you will see like 5, 6 players running after the ball. That
was something that we didn't see in United before now.
Yeah, the team was lazy. I was complaining about them being lazy, but on this game, I didn't see lazy players. I see motivated players. I see players who are willing to give their blood and sweat to ensure that we win. And players who really want to ensure that the team continue to move on winning ways. That's exactly what I saw in that game. And everybody was there to cover for another player. So once the mistake is done, there will be no complaining or shouting. You see like the next player will be running to ensure like we prevent this attack from happening, and then we get the ball. And then our recovery was very, very good. Like it was really good. Once Tottenham have the ball, we'll press them all the way through so that we can take the ball away from them, and then we can just try to control the narrative of the game. And I think that's exactly what happened. That was why Romero made that mistake, because he knew like they were under a lot of pressure. And they couldn't breathe because we didn't give them.
But I think that error leading to that tackle is Romero's effort. You won the ball. All you needed to do was release the ball.
Yeah.
You were playing too much of the ball. So when he was going to lose it, he just needed every energy to get the ball back.
Yes.
And unfortunately, he had that bad tackle.
Yeah.
Anyways, you see, what they always say, they say that failure is an orphan, but success has many relations.
Yes.
You can see the way Danny is talking and smiling. The team is playing very well. And for Romeo, Robinho came to this show and said they were going to win Premier League. And I looked at him, I said, are you sure?
Yeah.
But it seems so...
Maybe they are going to win the bottom Premier League.
The guy seems to have chuckled, you know.
No, you know the bottom half of the table. Hopefully they will top that side.
Why are you doing this to this guy?
No, it's not that I'm doing anything to him.
This guy is a diehard
But
sportsman.
Tottenham to win the Premier League, it simply means like Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea, Liverpool, they all...
Everybody's just
They
got
need,
grounded.
no, they need to be on holiday
They have
for that to
everything.
happen.
You have everything.
These guys, Tottenham are the most inconsistent team in the Premier League. They have the caliber of player, but they are very inconsistent with the way they are playing.
Bro,
Because of you having a lot of
bro, this guy is roasting you
You're having
guys.
a lot of people,
Yeah.
that's why.
No.
For you guys to win the league.
You guys
Started
bought
so
well.
well.
You guys bought
Yeah,
well.
but
It's no injury. You guys bought well.
Trust me, Mr. Ken.
You
I can say, let me say, in a scenario wherein, let's say, we take Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea, Liverpool, and Man City out of the picture, I can choose Aston Villa to win the Premier League over Tottenham.
Tottenham, like seriously.
Yeah, like seriously, because you guys
I
are
agree
not
with him.
consistent.
I agree with him.
You
Why?
are,
I agree with him because they are more consistent than you
you.
guys.
Thinking about how many games they win in
Because
this season.
Van de Ven is there now, Romero is there
Yeah.
now. I think what you guys lack is tactical discipline.
Yes.
Because Romero, that tackle, we'll see him do most of those tackles game
All
after
the
game,
time.
all the time. He's doing it.
The ref was so harsh.
No, because it was
so
a big
harsh
match.
on Romero. You guys played the
No,
same
that
thing.
was
You
that,
guys
that was a
that-
career.
that-
That was a
that was-
career.
yeah.
It was a career ending
I was
tackle.
scared.
It's
I
a
was-
You know,
yellow
when I
card,
saw- no.
a yellow card.
on a first reaction,
It
eh?
was so early.
No,
For-
on a-
for
on
the
a
FPC,
first reaction.
on the first tackle like that, and just issue it.
No, on the first reaction, when you look at it from a particular angle, you think, oh, it should have been a yellow.
Yellow
But
card.
when you look
When
at
you look
it
at the
in
tackle,
real
that's
time,
no,
bro,
it's a yellow
that
card.
guy was
Because-
going to lose his ankle.
If you look at it,
It was
it's
totally
kind of
uncalled
Because
for.
first of all, the ankle was twisted
Yes.
and he stamped on it. Because you lost the ball already.
Yeah.
You had the opportunity of passing the ball to your man. You've already
Sure.
won it. You wanted to build an attack from there. But when the guy closed him
It's
down,
too overconfidence.
so that's it. So he paid the
so
price.
bad.
I think it's. I won't use the word confident. I will
it's
use the word
confidence
like
because
the guy
you can
is irrational.
Yeah.
And then he's very
I see him as
aggressive.
Yeah, and aggressive.
Very
Those are
aggressive.
the right
He plays
words.
too confident. That's why he
Anyway,
he's not easy, just like
so
that.
let's come to the point now. What is the challenge you guys are facing? You have Thomas Frank. That's why I always talk about these coaches when they're coaching club sides that are middle table. They do very well, but when they come to teams with ambition, because when you are at Brentford, the key mantra for Brentford is that you don't go on relegation. Just be in the mix. Just be there. You don't go on relegation every season. But this idea of when you come to a club side that is really competing, they want to be in the top, hierarchy of other club sides, is a different ball game. Do you think that Thomas Frank is the right guy that can take you guys across the line?
What I don't really understand about Thomas Frank is who perform well in the Champions League, who play fine in the Champions when it comes to the Champions League football. When it comes to the league, I don't know if it's about his selection.
But the same players.
Yeah, it's about his selection in the Premier League, or I don't know, it's because of the Premier League is so competitive. Every
Champions League
team-
is too competitive.
Yeah, but
competitive, yeah.
we play big clubs in the Champions League. We won against them.
That's
We are
exactly
fourth
what
in
I'm
the
saying.
Champions League, but when it comes to the league, the same players comes to the league and play for us. I don't know.
I think it's
The kind of
consistency,
performance they
or
are putting
possibly
on,
I want to use this way to.
But it's about selection because if I could recall when the league started, it was not even including Bissouma of late started.
But
calling
Bissouma has also been somebody that has been creating some problems for you guys.
That guy is an apple.
It's like a
Waiting to
physical
happen.
attitude.
Yeah.
Even one of the goals you guys scored, United, he was the build up to that goal was
Yes.
he created it.
I can't really blame Bissouma, but it's about the whole thing got spoiled the minute you saw that red card. Trust me.
There's one thing I would say about most of the smaller coaches coming in from those low demanding clubs to a
side.
much more
Right.
demanding club is the fact that maybe when you have limited resources, you do everything within your powers to ensure you manage it very well and get the best out of them. I think that's where the balance is. Because when you go to bigger clubs, you have like 5 players or probably 3 players with the same quality, with the same energy or possibly one or two smaller differences between them. So they are finding it really hard to get that balance to jive. But in smaller clubs, you have like just one holding number 6 that is better, one number 8 that is good, and then one star player.
Very well in the Champions League.
But
So
he's
why
not
coming
consistent.
into the Premier League?
But I think it's more of the ambition, the pressure, because I'm in a place where I'm not challenged. I'm
Thank
not
you.
disturbed. I'm just good. I lose
No,
today.
I agree to you
I
on
go
that.
again.
Yes.
But you are in a club where, look, the mantra is I have to win something this season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have to be better off than Arsenal. I have to be better off than United. So that pressure comes on them. It becomes so difficult for them to handle. So, and now you have the resources, you have the players. And here, when you have those players, most of these players are not those players that can be those players that want to run through the mill for you. They just play the way they want to play. You can imagine when Thomas Frank had the likes of Christian Norgard. Norgard, go there and break your foot, do whatever you want to do. You play beyond the way. It's the same thing with Norgard. At Brentford, you are playing week in, week out. At Arsenal, you don't have the opportunity. And he's admitting that the people within the team are very good. It's competitive. That everybody has to take his chance.
Yeah, sure.
So it's the same thing that when you go to a big club. So before you come from a mid-table club side and you're able to perform, you see, Mbemo is performing. You want to tell me that I don't believe that Mbemo can walk into the United of old and get a shirt.
No, yeah.
But but over time he has worked himself into that level, knowing that look, I'm in a big club now. Yeah. I need to take my chance. So he grabbed it when United players were not performing. But if you look at the times United had the likes of Beckham, Paul Scholes and all that, he cannot have his sniff into that team.
Yeah, because
wouldn't.
2014 was there, he hardly played.
Exactly. So that's what we're talking about.
But I think he's a gifted player.
He's a gifted player, but it took him time to settle in United. The person that I think can walk into this United team of old is Cunha, because his ball carrying ability. If you look at the way Cunha plays, even though I feel he's selfish when he plays, but if you look at that confidence he has to dare defenders.
I wouldn't use the word selfish. I would just say the guy is just like he's not a team player.
That's it. If you are selfish, you are not a team player now.
No, people can be selfish, but they are team players.
No, you cannot be a team player and you be selfish.
Because strikers, they are very selfish, but yet still they are team players.
Team players, okay.
Yeah, because Ronaldo is a very selfish player, but he's a team player.
Okay, fantastic. There were 2 calls. There was a moment where there was an incident, that was a similar incident that occurred in the match against United, and the referee did not give a matching order like you guys would have accepted. That is what the PGMOL is all about. Yeah. They do that week in, week out. But now we're coming to that point. There was a Super Sunday match that played between Man City and Liverpool. Every Arsenal fan was interested in that match. But there were things that happened in that match, even though Alisson had a calamity day at the office, because I believe that most of the 2 goals that were scored, he cost it. You flying out of your goalposts on 2 occasions. Szoboszlai was like basically, I even thought when I saw it initially, I thought Szoboszlai was going to score, and Haaland is the one that is trying to defend, not knowing that it's Haaland that is trying to score. Okay, now coming into that match, there was an incident where we had Maguire pulled Mohamed Salah as the last man, but the referee did not there was no matching order before that incident that occurred between Szoboszlai and Haaland. So how do you reconcile these 2 incidents? Because they are similar incidents. A last man pulling a defender, and a defender pulling a last man. So how do we justify this officiating decision by the PGMOL? Well, I'll start with you, Danny.
Like I said, it had gotten to a point in football where they are treating referees like demigods. Which means, that being said, like every decision they made, whether it's wrong or right, people will need to stand by it, whatever the case. But I think sometimes referees can be very, very, very unfair to some certain teams. And with what happened between Liverpool and Man City, it's very, the judgment call was very unfair at some point, because if you decide to give Szoboszlai a red card for what happened between him and Haaland,
Which is the ideal thing.
Which is the ideal thing because he's the last man. You can definitely do the same to Maguire. But I don't know why they decided to do otherwise.
I think it
Honestly.
was just lucky. Maguire
I
was
wouldn't
just
use
lucky.
luck. Sometimes it's deliberate.
It's deliberate because
No, it was just lucky they did not even send him out. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but
sometimes
this
it's
is
deliberate.
impacting in the game
yes.
generally. The decision making that is why, if you recall in the last show we had, we're talking about what Ragioli of Morocco said, that the decision of Tor to ask his boys, Papetor of Senegal, to walk out of the players or out of the pitch, that is a shame to Africa and disgrace. I don't believe that.
It's not
Because
a shame. It's not a shame. If I'm in his shoes, I would definitely do the same
No,
thing.
then how can you do that?
No, you
How
can't
can
do that.
I can do that?
In a match like that, it's like
Yes,
like
the
that.
penalty was so unfair.
Unfair.
Why?
The
How?
goal that they scored was a
What was the
goal.
goal?
You can see the contact there.
Wait.
Man, in
It
foot,
was pulling Brahim
You
Diaz,
did
right?
not, you did not.
No, you can see.
You
You can see.
just shoved into one corner.
Yes.
They were pushing each other.
yeah.
You can see.
Okay, the goal.
contact.
Okay,
what about the goal?
The goal that was.
What can you say
scored.
about the
What
goal that
happened to
Senegal scored? Senegal scored a clean goal.
Diouf,
They disallowed it.
this guy Hakimi was pushing Diouf from coming.
Thank
Diouf
you.
went to him, pushed him. The guy
Pushing.
push, so who's pushing is more important? Is it the first pushing or the second,
Second pushing.
You push me, I push
Push
you.
you.
So
Oh, yes.
and he's not the guy that scored.
Thank you.
He nodded the ball. It was a set piece. He nodded the ball.
All I
And
can
the
say,
ball-
that
there was a
parti-
rebound.
that particular
Hold on.
behavior of the Senegal
No,
coach was
Rabio.
unprofessional.
No,
Trust me.
no, it was not unprofessional. Somebody
It's
needed
not,
to call that act to question. Hold on.
It's a big disgrace.
It's
to
not.
Africa.
It's
Trust
not.
me.
This is happening across.
We have been watching.
Do you
football
think it's
for
the first
past
time
year.
something like
It
that
has
is happening?
never happened. I've
It
never
has
seen
happened.
it
It has
out
happened.
there.
Several times players have walked off the pitch.
No,
Yes.
for the
In
coach
South
to tell-
America,
for
it
the
has
coach-
happened completely.
Yeah.
It is food.
It can happen
Okay.
only if it's bad weather or bad
No.
officiating.
Bad officiating.
Bad
It has happened.
officiating has
Never
happened.
seen it
Several
happen.
times.
No, it has
It has happened.
Okay,
It has
it's okay,
happened.
Okay,
but
now let's come to the point.
I feel so pissed.
No, I wasn't
The
pissed.
moment I saw
I wasn't
the-
pissed.
the-
I was
the way
happy.
the Senegal coach
Rabio.
was doing.
Rabio.
Ah.
Okay, let's have some sanity now. Now, what transpired in the AFCON? We saw how there was an agenda, a collective agenda
Agenda.
for Morocco to win.
Yeah, sure.
So somebody needed to call them to order.
They did it to
They
Nigeria.
did it to Nigeria. They did it to Cameroon.
They did it
There
to
was a particular
Cameroon.
place the Moroccan guy elbowed
Yes.
I did
in
not.
their
Thank you.
box.
In the box.
They did not look at
They
it.
didn't even
I'm
look
not
at
a
it.
fan of Morocco, but we are just talking football.
Wait
I'm just
now.
talking about the attitude.
That is what we're talking about. That is something that is
The
going to
only
happen.
thing I have
Hold
an
on.
issue with
Hold
is
on.
the attitude of the Senegal.
Hold
coach.
on. That is something
You
that
can't
will
provoke
happen.
people and then you don't expect
That
them
is
to
But
what
then
do
how can you do that to ask your player to walk
No,
out of the
next
pitch
time it
because
will
of
not
what?
happen.
Because
Yes.
of bad officiating?
Bad officiating, you need to.
Well, Tottenham should have done the same because
You will
he
come to
left
that
us-
point. You see,
they officiate that particular match so bad because how in the starting of the match just one tackle.
No, that was the career-ending tackle. Robinho, I've seen players receive red cards for tackles like that over and over again. Let me say something.
that was the tackle that caused Aaron Ramsey against Stoke City.
Yes.
That his ankle twisted. Nobody could watch it.
Shock cross.
Shock cross.
But the
That's
ball
where
was
career-ending tackles,
the ball
you
was
can't do
Morelos' ball. It just happened like the ball was just
He
like
he missed the ball.
He missed the ball.
He missed the ball.
He went there with that kind of
He
intensity
missed the ball.
to win
Marcus
the
Castro
ball
got
again.
a red card because he was
But you
doing
guys
a
did the
back
same
a back
thing.
a back
You guys did
pedaling,
the same
and then he
That's what we're talking about.
And he left come and issue out a yellow card. Manchester they did
That
the
same
same
tackle?
thing. Yeah, he did the same thing. I can't remember the player, but he did it. I think Kobe did the same thing.
Okay,
so
hold
he
on.
left only issue a yellow card
against
to
which
him.
player?
Hold on.
It's Tottenham. This particular match on
Maybe
Saturday.
that's what slipped my eyes. But
Okay, let's come to the point. What we're saying, before we digress, we're going to come back to the EPL. And I'm going to tell you why I feel that decision by Papetor of Senegal, I call him my hero. There were 3 heroes for me in that cup finals. One of them was Papetor. The second one was Yvonne, the reserve goalkeeper, and Sadio Mane.
Sadio Mane.
Sadio
I
Mane.
can just say side money.
No, 3 of them were my heroes. One, something started in the AFCON, even from the preliminary. You could see that there's a hidden agenda. It's like we are winning at all costs. We've not won it for 50 years.
Yes.
This competition is ours. We must win it.
Because
There were tackles from the Moroccans. They were just over from the preliminary stages. You could see group stages. It started then against Cameroon in their box. There was an airball. They didn't even VAR didn't even check it.
Check it.
And every
It
small
was
thing.
that defender that did it. What's his name? Ogad. Yes.
Then now against Nigeria, everything pim, everything pim, everything pim. In their own nothing.
Against Nigeria.
Against Senegal, the same thing. Somebody needed to call their order because it was too much. It was obvious. And the pulling of towels, it didn't start only against Nigeria.
Yeah, I know.
Cameroon, they were pulling towels. Why? You were distracting them.
You are distracting the goalkeeper.
And nobody took. You want to tell me that CAF officials and FIFA officials, they were not seeing those? They were seeing them because they were reviewing this.
Yes.
And nobody took cognizance of it. Somebody needed to call their shots.
I did not support the action
That is why-
of the Moroccans, right?
As far as I'm concerned,
Okay, sir.
we needed to bring end to that justice. And that is why Kama worked against them. They did not lose.
Emi, I'm
It
the
was their
happiest
position
man
to
in the
win.
world.
Because you can see, imagine, let's say that the crowd.
I've never celebrated in my life like that.
I was so happy.
I was more than happy.
I was screaming.
They went for the AFCON because they are the host and they have not won it for over, I think, years.
That's not an
Yes,
excuse.
yes,
You also win a trophy. You need to
They're not the
celebrate.
first. They're not the first.
They're not the
You guys
first people to do
they
it.
played a very beautiful
They
football.
were playing anti-football because they were using off the pitch.
Everything they are
Everything they were using.
They are using the red.
You know what they did to Senegal? You know what they did to Senegal? Rabio,
Because of this
before
black magic
they made
lady.
Senegal to go by train. They changed the venue of their training.
Yes.
They don't give them here to train. They have to go travel long distance
So that they can be tired.
Frustrate them.
Yes.
So these are the things we need to. And at the end of the day, Senegal would have lost, and they will come and be talking about that thing. Nobody. So when you have the opportunity of reacting to something, react to it before we start talking about. It is not a good act, oh. He did not do well. I stand here on this show to say he did not do well.
Yeah.
But it was the best thing to do at the heat of the moment.
It was not at that moment. We
Africa,
are
we're
in
not
the whole
disgraced.
world.
It was not a disgrace.
We are in the whole world. The
We've
whole
seen
world was watching.
We've seen things have
The whole
happened.
world
Do you know why it's called football?
Yeah,
Because
but
in
Danny,
football, emotions always fly.
Always fly.
sure.
That was why
it's beautiful.
No, let me remind you, Zinedine.
Yeah.
What was the guy telling you? You want my shirt? You are pulling my shirt. Don't worry. After the game, I'll give you my shirt. No, I don't want your shirt. It's your sister that I want. I thought give her a head boot.
Yes.
That was it.
I'm not
And
condoning the
as
act
in
of
this
people.
Zidane,
I'm
for a
not-
professional player, that is his last World Cup. He's playing very well. He will have been man of the tournament.
Yes.
But
And
that
even if I
moment,
lose, you will
it's
have
okay.
carried it.
I will not have the opportunity of reacting to this guy. Let me just give him my own.
Yes.
Just try and understand what I'm saying. I'm not a fan.
I
of
got your
football.
point.
We got to
I'm
know
not
that it
a fan
was the right
of
thing to do at the heat of the moment.
Yes.
But
But if you're using the word like the disgrace in Africa,
It's not.
it's as happened.
No, at a professional level.
For you to
Coach
put up such
Rabiu,
attitude behind everybody,
Coach Rabiu,
the
you
whole
should have
world,
known that the
the
whole world was watching them when they were
whole
pulling towels.
was watching.
Even Hakimi, a professional player of higher level, you're talking about the best right back in the world today, Hakimi, pulled towel and threw it away.
Yeah.
He pulled it and threw it
Did
away.
it.
And somebody was like trying to know, he didn't know, he thought they were, how can you pull towel? What's your business with towel? You were distracting the guy.
He said it's black magic.
Yeah, it's just because of that.
So the whole world was not watching. Anyway, let's come back to the show. Now,
They were just thinking about this black magic. That's why.
Forget that stuff. Man.
so we're talking about the PGM oil. What? Because I'm of the opinion that look, if you need to give players matching order, if you need to suspend them, if you need to tell them that you need to pay this penalty and all that, why are we allowing the officiating referees that create this malady game after game, year after year? Why are we allowing them to go scot-free? That's the question.
Yeah.
How do we arrest it? We don't want shame to the game, right? We've seen people abandon, not this one that they went out and came back. We've seen them end the match and say they will not play again because of bad officiating. So how do we correct the malady? Because it is good for us to suspend the players, like Papa Turner, they suspended him for 5 years. But this thing is going to happen again.
I think we should have. They should think about bringing a football court, because if a ref officiate bad, you take him to the court. and show all proofs and all.
FIFA
I think
never
FIFA
go
needs
for
to
that.
do that.
They will not do that.
Because these guys come game by game, officiate bad. Nothing is taken against them.
So do you know
You will see them tomorrow. They will come again and officiate bad. The same guys will come again and officiate all the matches, and even FIFA will take them to go and officiate World Cups and all. So no action has been taken on any of the referees.
the most funniest side of everything is the fact that in as much as they are trying to bring technology into the mix, or they have already brought technology into the mix to ensure that mistakes are somehow
corrected
or
Or
probably
limited.
limited to some extent, it's only getting worse.
because you see the same human beings are
Beings that are
deployed
sitting.
to do.
So for me, I think yes, sometimes it's hard to bear with some of the mistakes that the referee are making, because if your team is suffering from those mistakes,
Trust.
it can create some trauma and everything. But I think it is called football for a reason, and mistakes in football is what make it sometimes very
And you
beautiful.
guys come and officiate bad.
That's the
Those
truth.
Sports feel like that.
Some of the mistakes make the game look beautiful.
Beautiful,
sometimes.
yeah.
Some of those mistakes, because especially when you have that last minute
Win.
wherein you're waiting for that goal, that last dying
You recall
goal.
now when you talk about last minute, I remember Brentford versus Arsenal
Yes.
at the Emirates where Ivan Toney equalized. He was in offside position.
Yes.
But they came and said, oh, it's our fault. We did not take the other angle. How? You know you are supposed to deploy the other every angle. I saw Newcastle versus Man City where they were drawing the line up to the tip of Haaland's boots. So if you could do that, why can't you deploy the other areas?
What's the use of the VR?
Yeah, you bring in the VR, but still,
I think the best thing has to be automated.
taking bad
No,
decisions
please.
with all the
I'm
VR. You guys
I'm
want
against the
it.
VAR. Because
No, the
even,
VR is useless.
let me tell you something.
It's
No,
useless.
I can disagree.
So that
I
the
can
VR is
disagree.
useless. With all those VR, they are officiating bad.
No, it's mistake.
Yeah,
Yes, I
Yeah,
understand.
but
The
if VR is
mistake
there
is
to help,
becoming
is
too
there to
obvious
help
these days.
rectify those
But for
mistakes.
me, personally, I can tell you one of the reasons why I love watching
VR
football
was
is the
there.
fact that when there is mistake somehow, sometimes it's hard to bear.
But then
there are
there's a
times if the
VR.
mistakes is done in your favor, you'll be happy
You'll be
it
happy.
happened.
Thank you.
So that's why it's called football. It's beautiful to some extent because
There was a
mistakes
time
are
I
inevitable.
saw
What is the
Cristiano
use?
score
What
with
is
his
the
hands.
use exactly of
VR
the
is
VR?
useful because
Because
it's
then if
There are a
penalties. There are a lot of I'll tell you one thing.
You have the opportunity as the ref to go there and watch for yourself. So I think you can correct that mistake no sooner you went
He's
there and
human
watch.
now.
So
He's human.
that's the
He's
I
human.
don't know the essence of the VR
Let me
or
tell
the
you
use of
something.
even
If
the
they
VR.
decided to
Because
use to make it automated, they will still hack that.
Even the AFCON that you guys are talking about, Morocco, you are just misbehaving. There's a VR here, so how can you, the ref? So
how do we sort it out? Because I said they'll give penalty, they'll suspend. Why are the men at the middle allowed to go scot-free? Because these guys, they take match allowances. They are paid.
No, before
I
this
just
time,
think FIFA should be
there
a
were
football court.
penalties.
So the penalties, we need
Yeah,
to
because
see.
they in Premier League, I remember
They should think
one
about-
time there was this ref that made a huge mistake in one game. He was relegated to Championship.
So
It's just
yeah.
there appears as if they're not doing that again.
No, it wasn't for too much. The guy spent a whole year down there,
Danny,
and his salary
I
was
was where
reduced.
Mike Dean, they all did the same thing.
All these are on work now. They are
They-
PGM or
yeah.
chairman. They should not even be anywhere because these guys are
Seriously.
something else.
All I
All of them
just-
committed
All I
errors.
just think that FIFA should be in the football court because if they ref officiate bad, you take you
And
to the
human
court.
beings are going to be in the
And,
football
yeah, you
court.
go with your pool
And they'll
salary,
decide, just like we have.
you go there.
Yes, that brings us.
I
It brings us to another thing. Now we've spoken about referees, the EPL. We spoke about the decision of they deducting points from Leicester City. So swift. Nottingham Forest, so swift. Everton, so swift.
They just take
115
decisions.
point count charges.
Yeah.
We're talking about almost the third year. They're still reviewing it. And in this same Premier League, we've seen the same club side taking the EPL to court and won on some certain things, and taking that decision, reaching that decision has become a tall order. So the question is, who is going to bail the cat?
Let me say something. I remember the last time you brought up a discussion like this, and then I responded by saying, it's not going to be today that Man City will face some of these penalties. I'll tell you that for sure. But they'll definitely face the music.
When?
I'm coming. The reason being that if you take, for instance, now, in Premier League and even in Champions League, Man City are one of the top performers. If Arsenal outshines Man City this season and then the next season, or Man United join the mix and Arsenal started doing it, you will see they will face the music. But they would. Let me tell you something. There are a lot of bad things that Barcelona have done and Real Madrid that they could have faced the music, but they are just downplaying those penalties and everything. Everybody was aware of the fact that Barca were actually giving money to the chairman of the referee or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's an accusation,
but they are
so.
yes, it's an accusation. But
There's no smoke
have
without
they-
fire.
Yeah, have they been
There's no smoke without
investigated?
fire.
No. But we all know, like there were certain games in Champions League that you can if you
it's
go
not-
back
it's
I
not-
remember
you watch
Arsenal
those
versus
games.
Barcelona.
Yes, but Barca said I couldn't hear the referee. They gave him a red card.
Yeah, but that's the
And
good news.
Chelsea
If the
against
upper
Barcelona
standard is
inside Stamford Bridge, it's happened. Mikel Ballack took a shot,
How many goals
and
they
then the
scored?
guy prevented it with his
Danny.
hand.
You remember that
Danny,
that
you
match?
make
That match. Hold
mention-
on.
you
The
make
match.
mention of-
Yeah. Talk.
No, Mr.
You remember the
Kenzo,
match? You
just-
remember the match where what was it called? Iniesta had to score a goal that pulled Chelsea out of
Yes,
the city.
that's exactly
How
the
many
match.
goals? Drogba was screaming at the guy. Like,
Yes.
this is criminal.
was running after the referee.
It's running after the referee. It can be very hurting
Very hurting.
because you know that. But take this thing to
Those
anywhere.
are their high performing clubs. They can't hurt them.
So we
They
need to
can't hurt
get
them.
out of this doldrum.
When do you think they decided to relegate Juventus? Because at that time, Inter was performing, and then AC Milan
And
was
Berlusconi, money no dey against
money
it.
no dey. They were in a better footing. Let me tell you something. No matter how we decide to brand it as football, there is still some level of politics that is playing. True,
Yeah,
it has
sure,
some
yeah,
political
sure.
undertone. And they will have to control those narratives to ensure that they are not losing. You don't expect me to take my best team in the league and then decide to just deduct 15 points and send them to relegation simply because I wanted to be fair.
That's why when Rodri.
It's because of the match fixing.
Yes,
And
that's
they
why.
find them
But there is
guilty.
no way
But they find them
Premier
guilty.
League board will do that to Man City right now. But I'll tell you, in years to come, maybe one day we'll be sitting here in this same place. You prove me right.
If they suspected that Man City and two are fixing matches, they will facing the same consequences.
They will
like
face
today.
the same consequence, but it's
No.
going to take some
The
time.
question,
Yeah, but they have to investigate.
Robinho,
These guys do not just come and let's say take decision on Juventus. They investigated them, watched various videos, times without numbers, and get their findings before
But
even doing
it
that.
was within a short period
okay,
of time.
okay, but Robinho, let me take you on that. Now, the decision making on Leicester, Everton, Nottingham Forest
It was like,
is basically the same thing that Man City have committed.
yes.
Maybe they did not
And they
find
were
them guilty.
they were found guilty. Money was being paid
Yes, they
illegally
find
from
them.
through different accounts. They found them guilty.
They
why-
paid some money.
It's part of the 115-point count charge.
They paid
But my
some
question
money.
is, why did you take a quick decision on Leicester City,
Because
on
they are smaller
Everton,
teams.
on Nottingham Forest?
It's
Why?
very simple.
Okay, let's take it by bits. Then I don't want to decide on the 115-point charges. Let us just decide on this one that is quick for us. We are deducting X amount because somebody out there will say, "Oh, he's talking because he's an Arsenal fan." No, but what I'm talking about is if you did it to Mr. A, Mr. B should suffer the same thing. You should not say Mr. B is better than Mr. A because of that. I will not take quick decision. Why are you quick in taking quick decision on Leicester? Everton was almost going to go on relegation because of those points deducted.
Yeah.
The same thing with Nottingham Forest. They have to fight.
I think it's just because of Man City are representing England in the bigger stage.
That's the same thing that this man
That's
said.
exactly what that's exactly what I've been
No,
saying.
but should that be?
I've been saying.
Should that be? That masks the beauty of the game. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Football.
I'm sorry, Ken. Sometimes life is very unfair. You can't always get what you
No, that's the icing on the cake.
That's exactly.
Anyway, so let's come to it now. We've spoken about the PGMOL. We've spoken about the match between United and what's it called? And Spurs. We've spoken about the match between City and Liverpool. Now let's come to the point now, because this is the Premier League. It is unpredictable. It is something, as at last weekend, we were talking about the moment City loses, it will be 9 points, or 8 point gap. But now it has come back to that 6 points. Where do you think the finality of the Premier League is going to go at the end of the season? The things that are happening now, the way teams are playing. Start with you. The man is laughing. Because
maybe they are thinking about stopping you guys.
No,
This
one are taking 6 points from them.
We'll meet them
We are
again.
no longer a competitor in the Premier League.
No, but you wouldn't want Arsenal to win that.
No, yeah,
Just say it. Don't
find the rivalry between Tottenham and Arsenal, but I think they stand a better chance to win the Premier League.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what's your take with the way it's going? How do you think it's going to end?
Yeah, I think maybe you guys will emerge as the champion, and as for we I don't know.
No, you guys are nowhere. Forget about yourself.
Maybe,
You guys go. You are not even playing.
Our faith is on the
So you guys are in
champions.
15th position. You people
Yeah,
are
I'm telling you, they are fighting to be champions of the bottom level.
It's just because of injury.
Last season they
Our
finished in the
plans.
same place. Now they are in the same
So
spot.
it's
Chai.
because
Maybe
of
it's Thomas
injury.
Frank.
No, maybe they want to win Champions League.
It's just because
in
of
15th
injury.
position.
Trust me, it's because of injury. But I'll definitely so winning Champions League, maybe.
This guy has
Our
third dream.
focus is
So it's good to dream.
our focus is on the Champions League.
No, it's good to dream.
Everybody can dream.
We have no
They said
faith
if wishes
in
were
the
ours,
Premier League.
everybody will have.
We have
you
no
know?
faith again in the Premier League, but maybe though Arsenal is our rival, but maybe I wish them well if they put up their performance.
Okay.
But
Thank you for that. You guys are focusing on the Champions League.
Oh
So
God.
Danny, you.
I think like if things keep going the way it's progressing right now, the decisive match is going to be between Arsenal and Man City. That's where it's going to be.
Exactly.
And honestly, you guys are doing really well. And at some point, I'm beginning to see light at the end of the tunnel that you might emerge
Yeah,
as the
sure,
Premier League
sure.
champions. But nonetheless, if you make one silly mistake at this point, it's just enough for Man City to notch that title. I can tell you for sure, if it's going to be like 3 points between you guys when you're going to play Man City at home, they'll win that match. They'll win that match by a bigger margin.
yeah, you can't say that, Danny.
Let me tell you something about Pep Guardiola that you don't understand. Now, Man City is playing very bad. I wasn't
Sure.
expecting... Remember, I told you, like, I'm not expecting them to even go to Liverpool and win. Because with the way they have been performing, when you watch Tottenham and Man City that game, Man City were begging for their life
Yeah, sure.
in that game. They were begging, like, please, let the game finish. We'll take 1 point home. That one at least is better for us. Tottenham was on their neck the entire time. But how? I was even surprised myself, because I started watching the match and then at some point I was walking, so I just forget about it. I was concentrating on the work that I was doing. And then I go to live scores. The next thing I see was Szoboszlai scoring. And then 84 minutes, Bernardo Silva. I say, Alan, 90 point something. I say, wow, Man City. I've never seen them come from the back to win a game. Like, it's really hard for them. Take a look at Pep's record over the years. It's very difficult for him to come from the losing side and then win a game, especially in times like that. Especially, like, it's really hard. But I will say this here, if Arsenal makes one silly mistake, just one mistake, and then they lose 3 points, they play Man City at home, it's going to be a huge problem for them.
I think the Premier League fixture favors them. So
No, there's no Premier League fixture that favors anybody.
Yeah, Premier League
We saw a weak side that were bottom of the table
Yes.
come to Emirates and suffocate us.
Yes.
They had to practically score 3 goals.
Yes.
For us to...
in this particular time,
They scored 3 goals. We didn't score.
After they scored a single goal in that match,
They scored the 3
they
goals
scored the 3 goals all by themselves.
all by themselves. So Premier League,
Premier League is unpredictable.
Anyways.
in this particular time, if Wolves come again and play Arsenal, they'll give them 5. At this particular moment, when Arsenal have already been seeing the trophy,
bro.
you,
and
Anything is possible.
Premier League.
I don't even like them, but let's talk football. You understand? Let's talk football.
Anyways, for
I mean,
me,
it's not about liking Arsenal or...
the Premier League is unpredictable.
Yeah.
I think for Arsenal to make it at the end of the season, the horizon, everything is on us to win.
Yes.
But we must take it game after game.
Yes.
Forget about what is happening to City, what is happening to Aston
doesn't-
Villa.
that's not
exactly what
what
Arteta is doing.
Just focus
That's
on
exactly
playing your
what
game. Just
Arteta
go
is
and win
doing.
your game.
Win your own
But
games.
for me, I'm going to lay the marker for the Premier League at Etihad, just like he said.
Yeah.
It's reading my mind. For us to win the Premier League, we must go to the Etihad and make a statement.
Yes.
Go there and win. You know what it will give you? It will give you confidence.
Thank you.
You will nullify City, finish them.
Yeah, sure.
They will have no hope.
No hope. If the moment you have, I'd rather have a sniff,
Thank you.
even a draw, it will give them more confidence to keep doing well.
Yes.
So for us to win the Premier League, the key match of the season for me is at the Etihad.
Because
Every match in the Premier League for you guys is very, very important.
It's very important, but I'm telling you
That's
the
my-
key match.
yes,
Yeah, sure.
but they need to win because City are the main
They are
contenders
the one
in this
contenders
league.
now at the moment.
Let me tell you something because
Man City
I'm
is not in their
honestly,
format
I'm
as
not
of
scared
now.
of you guys playing Arsenal and playing. I'm sorry, playing Tottenham
Yeah,
or playing.
you guys are
Chelsea.
playing Tottenham.
Because-
No, that one I walk in. I walk
How
in.
can you say that, Mr.
Unless-
Ken? It's a big match.
Now big
Yeah,
man.
but come on, it's a
Derby
big
is
match.
always
When I go chop
Derby is
ice,
always
you
a
guys can't do
big match.
anything.
It's
Forget
still
about
go there and
that.
Derby is just like
Go there
Everton.
and win.
How?
Go
If
there.
then you asking me how,
Go there.
why?
Go here and win.
Una go chop cane o.
Okay, let's wait and see.
Una go chop. Una go chop
Oh,
cane.
Okay, let's wait and see.
So una say una go chop cane.
You guys are a joke in the Premier League.
Okay.
Even the bottomless team can defeat you.
It's just
Anyways-
because of injuries. That's
Anyways,
why.
let's look at. We're coming to the final stage of the show today. Let's look at the Premier League matches that transpired. Let's decide which team played better football and which team is the super team of the week. With all the matches played, the team that is the super team of the week.
I think you guys played well, Arsenal.
Yeah, Arsenal. No, the game started poorly. Like it was really cozy.
So let's start with you. Tell us your own
Cozy.
super team before we go to him. Your super team of the week.
Well, for me personally, I think the game started really well, but Romero made it a lot more easier for us. Immediately when he got that record, I knew like it's gonna be a clean win without them even scoring. So we played well with the way we are passing the ball and everything. It was really good. But Tottenham put up a fight though, even though they were one man down. They still played really well. I was impressed with the tactical changes and the tactical movements in the game, with the way they were trying to hustle.
Jamie Simon was good
Yes,
too.
Jamie Simons.
I think that's the best game he has ever played for Tottenham.
Yeah, I think it was
For the past-
exceptional.
For the past game, yeah.
It was
Yeah,
exceptional.
yeah,
It was
played
exceptional.
very well.
But I think Bruno and Mbeumo, they were fantastic during the weekend.
So United is the team of the week.
No, I can't say every United player, but I would say like we have some players that will be part of the team of the week. Mbeumo, Bruno Fernandes, Kobe Menu, they were fantastic. I mean, Martinez, he was outstanding the entire time for us.
Okay.
It's just because of the red card. That's why.
No, there is no excuse in football, man. I've seen Cameroon won against Brazil by 9 players to 11. So
So your team of the week.
I would say Arsenal, because if you look at the form of Sunderland, I was not even expecting that kind of result, because I think
I
Sunderland.
actually predicted 4-0.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
Martinelli just
but if
made
you-
my prediction not to come to pass.
If you look
They have
at
just nicked that ball.
if you look at the performance of Sunderland in the Premier League, so
and for the past 2 games, they have been losing. You.
okay,
But they've not lost at home. They've been formidable at home.
Yeah, they have been formidable.
So you said
like
Arsenal,
football.
right?
yeah, for me, because Tottenham, Manchester, the whole thing got spoiled the moment the referee.
No, but the game was entertaining. Our game was more entertaining than Arsenal against Sunderland.
Okay.
That's the truth.
Okay.
There's
Viewers,
nothing sweet about that match.
you've heard it from my teammates. But for me, I watched almost all the matches in the Premier League, and my team of the week is. I know some people will be surprised for me to mention. It has to be United. I saw a United team. I saw a Kobe Mino.
It's
Yeah.
because of the
Doing-
red card.
No.
That's why they dominate the whole match.
No, I saw a Kobe
The starting of the match.
from the
you-
blast of the match.
Yes.
You did not even see Kobe
From the
Menu.
blast of the
From
match.
starting
Even
of
before the
game.
red card.
Mbeumo
Okay.
flopped a chance
Yes.
that ideally you would have just returned that pass to the person that gave it to him.
Yes.
And they would have just slotted it in. And the goal Mbemo scored out of this world. He caressed the ball. It was not a shot. He just caressed the ball. And you just see the ball.
I'm telling you,
sneaking into the back of the net.
That guy is crafty.
Then the second ball.
Oh, Bruno Fernandes.
Bruno just sneaked behind the guy. What's that defender doing?
I don't
But see, in as much as I don't like United, give it to them. They played the best football that I saw
But
during the week.
You should expect that kind of performance because
No.
we are one man down.
Romero, I expect anytime that you guys are playing now, somebody should have a red card. Romero is always rash in his tackles. He's a good player. In fact, he was the one that made me believe that match was going to end in a draw because of the way he's been scoring from set pieces.
Yeah.
But he just destroyed the game. But don't take it away from
still
United.
match.
From the blast of the whistle, like United were sniffing for that goal.
Yeah.
We were Memo too.
Yeah. And then Ahmad took another shot, and then Casemiro.
Yes. Even
There are a lot
there,
of chances before you guys
Copenhagen
got that
too.
record. Yes.
look at that one that Cunha
Yes.
that he was already
Yes, that was going
celebrating.
side of the post.
He was already so you know what you guys were doing, eh? You guys deployed the same pattern you played against us in front of the box. No time wasting.
Yes.
Take flash it.
Yes.
That was what you guys were doing.
United
Yes.
dominated the whole match.
Bruno, there is one clear chance that they gave him
just
in the
because
box.
of the
Mbeumo
red
gave him.
card.
Yes, now.
Inside the box. He took that shot and then the ball went out. It was a clear goal.
Anyways, guys, thank you very much for being with us on this edition of Offside Live. And we'll be giving you this week in, week out.
Yeah.
Before the week runs off, we're going to be coming back here to review matches that are going to be played. Somehow, you're also going to be getting the match preview between Arsenal and Brentford. That is going to be coming up later. And we're going to be reviewing every other matches that are going to be played this week. We want to say a very big thank you for being with us on this live. And anytime we post any of the shows that you always go in there, we can't thank you enough.
Yeah.
For every one subscriber that subscribed to this channel, we want to say thank you.
Yeah,
Keep
thank
doing
you.
what you're doing because together we're going to do this and become bigger. As I come your way again, I want to say to my teammate, Robio, kudos. Hope you guys are going to come back from your slumber. For United, you guys are doing well. Let's just hope that you guys are going to find your feet in the Champions League or the Europa Cup or whatever.
We want to
Keep
play.
doing for
No, forget
Arsenal.
Europa, I want to play Champions League next
For
year.
Arsenal.
Europa is not. We are not
Just
thinking
put the
about
icing on the
Only
cake
Champions
by
League,
winning the
that's
Premier League for me. Go to Brentford and do what you've been doing.
Hopefully
Come on,
we'll do it.
as we come your way again. It is the